Welcome everyone back to the Washed Athlete Podcast. Not the Washed Athlete Podcast for long because we are going under a name change, but so for now we will call it the Unnamed Sports Podcast. If you are new around here, we are three guys in the University of Pittsburgh going into our senior year, which is crazy to say.
Stop saying that.
But we're going into our senior year of college, and we had a bunch of episodes beforehand, but I feel like this is kind of like a little rebrand moment here.
Mm-hmm.
Getting some new stuff underway. We got some new microphones.
Thank God.
It's exciting. A little bit new camera action going on, so everything should be a little bit better. But today, I guess we'll just talk about what our podcast is. We really are just a sports podcast. We talk about sports from any sports and whatever we find interesting.
Except
whatever.
hockey.
Besides hockey, yeah. Hockey is, I mean, maybe Stanley Cup, final, but we haven't talked about it before.
Just move on. I've accepted that it's dead. We're
maybe
moving
some
on.
international soccer if something really big happens.
Like the World Cup.
College lacrosse.
If you ever bring up college lacrosse on there, I'm slapping you.
Hear me out. Syracuse money line is free.
You have no idea what teams are good.
No, I do
it's just all the super white South schools like North
No,
Carolina.
it's not even that. It's
No.
literally.
Are they not good
It's
anymore?
just the ACC. It's the ACC is nasty,
lacrosse.
and then it's Colorado. That's it.
Shout out Colorado for real. They're
Yeah,
making
it's
it.
because Denver's really good.
Yeah,
Well, because it's all the potheads out there.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never catch me talking about lacrosse. I don't get lacrosse.
It's
at all.
entertaining, but nobody watches it.
Nope,
so.
nobody watches it. Like track and field. Track and field just had their the U.S. championships decides who goes to the World's team
right.
for August. But no one pays attention to it. But I'm super locked in, so I'm
yeah.
listening to the podcast. I'm staying because it's on the West Coast, so the championship was in
I
Oregon.
see.
So I was which the fact that the championship's in Oregon tells
Makes
you enough
sense,
about
yeah.
how big the sport is.
Yeah, it's in Oregon. Oh, it's home of Nike.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's in Eugene. They have a big stadium and everything. I'm the reason you're not getting good attendance is because you need to actually build a track stadium in a bigger city where people will just show up because it's a cool event happening in the city.
But anyway, that's track.
Because I was I was thinking I really want to go.
Yeah.
To this one day, so maybe next
Says
year.
5 people ever in their
But
entire
You
life.
can't fly into Eugene. You have to fly into a different airport and then drive 3 hours. But I can't rent a car, so I'm how would I get
Oh,
there?
right, it's illegal.
Uber. Get that Uber. It's gonna be $300, but since you want to go,
Yep. But that's track and field. So
That's
we
the
don't,
most track and field we will be
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
for a long
Never
time.
again.
Yeah, we don't talk about track and field because it's so not popular.
Yeah.
Like a lot of sports, but I don't know. Sometimes they find their way into it a little bit. But we mainly talk about football, basketball, baseball.
Well, it's football, basketball, baseball down here.
hockey.
And then it's any other.
I would say
miscellaneous.
I would say soccer gets the next
Soccer.
nod.
Whenever, we had the World Cup going
Yeah.
on, so that's probably why. But I guess we have. There's some soccer tournaments happening right now. I
It's
guess.
the CONCACAF.
Gold
Well,
Cup.
there was the Gold Cup, but the U.S. played their B team for that. There was the one before that.
That's National Cup.
That's the national one. Okay, that's
That's the one where we won. And
That's where Christian Pulisic turned into Captain America.
did
as
we
per usual.
destroy the team in the finals? I don't remember.
Wasn't that Canada? We beat them in.
Well, we
Oh no, that
No.
was at the Gold Cup.
we beat a team
Canada was
by a lot in
semis.
the U20 Cup, but then we just lost to Panama.
Was
in
it
PKs.
Mexico? I think it was Mexico. I think that's.
We are really selling our knowledge.
Yeah,
of
I know. We're
international
really
soccer
selling
right
out
now.
soccer right now. Which I will say, I have become a much bigger fan of soccer in recent years. I did watch the entirety of Ted Lasso recently.
That's what does it.
It was so good, and now I really want a jersey from the fake team.
Yeah.
So, I would love a JV Tart jersey. That would be
Soccer's
amazing.
cool. I just feel like it's very hard to follow with the times. I'm
It's-
excited for Messi coming. I guess we could talk about Messi because
Yeah, I
Messi
guess, yeah.
signed to Inter Miami while we were not recording for a really
Signed-
long time.
The most insane deal I've ever seen in my life. This
Oh,
dude's
yeah.
a partial owner of
I
the
didn't-
team.
It's crazy because I didn't even know because the MLS is kind of irrelevant in the U.S. for the most part.
At least it has been.
Unless
for a
you're
while.
unless you're going to a game, I feel like you don't really follow the MLS super tight. Shout out to the Union though, who got second a couple years back.
Bunts.
But anyway, no, I didn't even know how you could structure contracts. I know baseball, you pretty much can throw whatever money you want at them.
It was Canada. It was Canada. We beat Canada 3-2 in shootout.
in the
national
League?
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, right, because that's a forest fire.
Yeah, that was. You made the entire joke that this was for the forest fires.
Well, we beat them last time too. Didn't we beat them? We beat them twice in the finals. Then we beat them in the semis
The Gold Cup.
in the
yeah.
Gold Cup.
Sorry.
So strange.
Yeah. Otherwise,
There's a lot of soccer
Yeah.
going on. It's really
This
confusing.
is actually probably the most us three have talked about soccer. Because we had Andres and Jacob on the pod previously.
Big soccer
Mhm.
guys.
Big soccer, they talk about it, but we didn't really know anything about it.
Jacob's just a bandwagon.
Yeah,
For sure.
He's like, oh, I'm not a bandwagon fan. My grandma's uncle likes Liverpool, so I'm rooting for them. Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't even know you could structure deals like the MLS did for Messi because I didn't know the salary cap rules. I didn't know like NBA is very much like max. You can only offer so much.
Yeah, wait, because Rush, what is it? It's like $500 million partial ownership, TV deal,
brand deal with Nike, Adidas, one of the two.
It's Adidas, I think.
And then it's no taxes in Miami.
Oh,
there's no state taxes.
Oh yeah, so he's getting every penny of that $500 million. That is insane.
And like he's just gonna kick everyone's ass for an entire season.
Yeah, I was about to say, think about the market in Miami for soccer. Are you kidding me?
I mean, they're selling out of season tickets. Like if
they sold out like in a day.
I mean, I'm excited for what it's going to do to the MLS. I do like soccer. I'm like, if I'm back home near Philly and he's playing the Union, I'm gonna try to go. I gotta see
the greatest of all time.
You should get tickets now.
Well, yeah, but I'm not.
They're probably.
But there's no Pittsburgh. We need him to play the.
No, not in Pittsburgh.
The Riverhounds.
The Riverhounds. Yeah, the second-rate MLS team.
Dude, oh my god,
Bertine.
The floor.
Bertine. No, who's the guy that Jacob and I just won't shut up about? Was it Bertine?
One of them played Clash Royale with a professional soccer player at one point,
and Jacob was just like, "Dude, I swear I could have won."
Yeah, mind you, this was somebody that used to play for Pitt. That one of them had in a class that he then played a game of Clash Royale with and lost miserably after being up, which was so good.
It was the guy who always went for headers. I forget his name.
I forget.
This is really us showing our soccer skills right here.
But actually, Pitt's soccer team, because we all go to Pitt, is actually really good. Yeah. So it's actually we get to go. I've been to a few games and they're fun.
Very fun.
But
very fun.
Anyway, Messi happened in that time, and that's very exciting because I think it'll do a lot for MLS. I'm gonna watch him and be like, oh, like let me see him kick everyone's ass in the MLS, and then I wonder if any other players will do the same thing because. Well, I don't know, only because like Messi went to Miami, which is like a very is where he wants to live and where he lived in some of the off season. But I really don't know if the market's going to be like the teams that play in Columbus. Like, is anyone?
No,
is any
it's going to be all the coast teams, if anything. It's going to be like New York teams, LA teams, Florida, and maybe Texas too. But like, it's only going to be those big major cities that players will want to go.
Well, the rest are going to the UAE.
Yeah, they're all going to like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
UAE.
That oil money goes crazy.
It does go stupid.
That's where Ronaldo's playing.
Yeah, he has like $1 billion.
And then I know Conte from France's World Cup team.
Yeah,
he signed a big deal with them.
Benzema, I think, is going to go there too. They're all just going out there. Yeah,
which it'll be interesting to see if there's any shift because I mean, if they start getting some big names, like if for example Christian Pulisic came back to play in the MLS, got a big deal. That's like you start stacking up talent in the MLS.
Well, that's the thing is that we love Christian Pulisic. He is Captain America. He just signed with like some
AC Milan,
which is Andres' team actually. But he love him to death. He's nowhere near on any of the caliber of these other players.
No, but he would be one of the better players.
Absolutely. He would definitely be one of the better players in the MLS. And I think you're right. I think it's a big, almost like paradigm shift where because for a while the MLS was basically looked at like as a farmers league and a retirement league.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Incredibly washed players from Europe going over and just doing whatever. Because I think it was. It was Wayne Rooney was one of the first ones that came over to the MLS.
Yeah.
Then Zlatan came over. And now that Messi's coming over, and he's still he's not in his prime per se, but he's still really, really good right now.
I think some people are like, oh, don't worry, washed Messi is coming over to the bag in Miami. It's he's definitely not washed.
No, he's gonna sauce.
And he just won the World Cup.
Yeah, he just won the World Cup and was the best player at the World Cup. It was insane. So the fact that he's coming over, I think what's going to be scary is in probably the next 10, 15 years, U.S. soccer is going to explode because we are right on the verge of having really high caliber players because we have a lot of rotational guys, some starters that are moving into these other leagues.
Yeah.
But it's only a matter of time before some of these athletes shift from football and from basketball to soccer.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of other problems going on in leagues right now, and I'm people might be looking at that
MLS
money and be like, "Hey, I can get the bag."
Yeah, exactly. I could go to the United States instead.
I just can't imagine anyone wanting to play MLS soccer in the cold weather or anything like that. So I think it's going to be a really big draw on the coast teams. But you know what? If they need to shrink the league just to make it relevant, I don't care. I'd rather
fun.
I'd rather see good talent.
Honestly, I'd rather see higher talent.
Yeah.
like and in those like larger markets at first to really establish the game, and then you can like expand it once you really have that base.
And it'll be cool. I mean, I think if Messi has a really good run this kind of season with Inter Miami and MLS gets very popular, people might know some of the U.S. names a little bit more going into 2024 Paris,
then it's going to be
which there's already a little bit of buzz around that team going into the going into the Olympics. So I think there could be this little momentum shift where actually you have a lot of like people rooting for soccer stateside, especially because the Women's World Cup is this year, the summer, and then you've got the Olympics next year for both the men and the women.
Is it in the U.S.?
No,
I forget.
2028 is in LA.
okay.
2024 is in Paris.
Got it.
Yeah, that also the World Cup is 2026.
Yeah.
Because it's in between two. Yeah.
The biggest thing is we had that weird transition because of COVID, where the Olympics are 2021, not 2020. So it feels like the Olympics were like not that long ago because they weren't.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's a little bit of shift in soccer. We don't talk about soccer much, but I would prefer.
Can you sports bet on the Olympics?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I actually made a lot of money last Olympics because when you don't have people follow the sport as closely as you do, and in this case track and field, some of the lines are a little egregious.
How'd you sports bet when you weren't 21?
What? Because I had other people bet money for me.
You had a bookie, yeah. What do you think?
This ain't crazy.
Wow, Justin really going crazy.
They got me.
Wow, the IRS is going to be kicking down your door. I want a piece of that.
Mm-hmm. So, when people don't know the sport as well, and you've got people making some like kind of weird odds, I looked at it, and the world record holder was like, there was a lot of money. That
don't tell me they were plus. If the world record holder was a plus,
they were. And it makes sense in track. It can be a,
okay. I guess
in the 5,000 meters specifically, which I was betting on at that point, like. I understood why he was plus money, but he was like not the favorite to win the race because there were other guys like who just had more buzz. I guess he runs from Africa. I think there was just a lot of European buzz around some other athletes, and then I was like, I can get Joshua Cheptegei plus 600 to win the 5,000. He has the 10,000 and the 5,000 meter world record, and he has no signs that like he's running bad this season. And then I made a bunch of money on that, and then I bet another athlete.
I'm just gonna give you a ton of money, and you're just gonna be betting for me.
I could not be more excited to bet track and field.
For track and field,
that's what
I'm explaining. Like, we literally having the conversation about track and field.
I was like, you need a bookie, I got you.
Obviously.
I mean, I will definitely be like, if we're doing this podcast when the next Olympic cycle comes up, I'm definitely gonna be laying track and field bets down. I was actually very disappointed. I was looking through the sports books to try to figure out if there were. I could bet on the U.S. championships that I was just watching, and I couldn't. I was very disappointed. I would have cashed on some bets. I called a lot of things.
Oh my god!
So that would have been super fun.
Who's the dude at the last Olympics that was like the shot put thrower from the U.S.? Who threw it like
that was insane.
Yeah, he was like it was like neck and neck, and then he threw it like 2 feet further. It was like what?
Ryan Krauser's crazy.
Remember when we were up at 2 a.m. watching fencing?
I do remember that. Oh my god, that is such a throwback.
I need someone to explain to me the rules of fencing. I just don't understand.
It's just
foil, saber, stab.
It's just like it's literally just who pokes who first, but like you get points. I think based on. I think it's just first.
It's points. It's whoever pokes first is a point.
If you get hit, but you still hit them first, you get like less points.
And there's only certain areas you can hit.
Yeah, there's only certain areas that go off.
It's anything.
It's like
it's chest.
It's like chest
and abdomen, I think.
Yeah, because like helmet and like arms don't count, so you have to hit like in a certain.
Yeah, I've seen people like doing like tests on their reaction speed, and it's crazy. They have like lightning quick reactions.
Yeah.
Wow, we're really just talking about the 2024 Olympics.
What is wrong with
We're doing a 2024 Olympics preview.
I guess.
If anybody was wondering, we definitely have ADHD.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there. Like there's no shot.
Well,
this is normal.
I mean, when's the FIBA World Cup? Isn't that soon? Basketball?
Oh.
Because I know
that's like this summer.
Because I know the U.S. just dropped their team with Austin Reeves.
Dude,
that team's
gonna be deadly.
That team is actually
the thing is, it doesn't matter what they do because they're just better than everyone. Like
they are. Like,
U.S. basketball.
It's about depth.
Yeah.
Like it's like the depth of talent that they have. Yeah. Like because obviously when you have like Nikola Jokic, like he's gonna like.
But a lot of these international players aren't even playing because like for a guy like Giannis, he has to go in and like average 40 points for Greece to have a shot to compete. And it's like he just doesn't have a point in doing that. Same thing with that's why Joel Embiid changed his citizenship to French. We actually talked about this on the podcast.
Did we?
Like before, I think it was the last episode before we stopped doing this for a while. So you can go back and watch the episode, everyone. We were talking about Joel Embiid changing his citizenship to French, so he could potentially compete with France for the 2024 because the rules allowed it to.
We're gonna lose. Jalen Brunson's on that team. We're done.
Why do you like Jalen Brunson?
What? Jalen Brunson's
You got a problem with
fine.
Jalen Brunson you
No,
want to talk about?
Knicks
Wait.
point guard.
Wait, who's? Oh no, that's
Jalen-
Julius Randle.
Are you thinking of
Oh.
Jalen Brown?
No,
He
no,
can't
I was.
dribble with his left hand.
I confused Jalen Brunson and Julius.
That's crazy. Can we
Yeah,
talk-
that's why I
We can
confused.
transition to that for a quick second because he still doesn't have a contract, and a video just came out about him playing pickup.
He can't dribble with his
Still
left.
Can't dribble with his
He
left.
cannot dribble with his left. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, well, he can still drop 40 on you. I don't care. He is a professional basketball player that cannot dribble the ball with his left hand. All right?
It's
I have an
shameful.
excuse because I have played basketball since I was 5. Okay? Jalen Brunson, or Jalen Brown. Sorry, jeez. But he is no excuse.
I confused Julius Randle.
Julius Randle, yeah.
That's
but,
the one.
But the fact that he's I saw something that he's going to get $340 million.
Yeah, that came out. I mean,
He can't dribble with his
Yeah.
left. What do you mean?
The problem is the basketball's such a bad scene right now because like if you're Boston and you don't want to give him the max, another team who has cap space will, and then they'll just be like, oh, we'll just trade him at the deadline when a team is desperate because what's going to happen is let's say Orlando decides to do a max contract because they have the cap space, and then they're just going to be like chilling with him for a year or two, and then a team that's contending who needs like
Just needs somebody.
needs someone to like push him over
They'll
the edge.
just dump the
They'll just
contract.
dump all these expiring contracts to Jalen Brown. And then Jalen Brown still gets paid.
Yeah,
The Celtics either have to shell out like $50 to $60 million a year for him. The same situation with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard taking $60 million in the last 2 years of his contract.
I mean, granted, because he's been carrying Portland, and I think they realized, oh, we can't pay this dude.
Yeah. But I would not want to be part of the Dame Lillard. Granted, I want him to go on the Sixers. I would.
Oh, okay. There's the switch up. Okay.
But I'm gonna be pissed off when we have to pay him $60 million in the final 2 years of his deal.
It's gonna be hilarious when you guys think that you're gonna get. What are you thinking? You're gonna trade James Harden for Damian Lillard?
A
not
Philly
at all.
cheesesteak, a bag of chips, and a Sprite.
So how the hell do you think they're gonna work together when you have Joel Embiid, James Harden, and Damian Lillard on the court at the same time?
No, I think what happens is you make a 3-team trade with the Clippers, Portland, and the Sixers. Well, first of all, I don't think Dame's coming to Philly,
No.
so I don't think it's realistically what's going to happen. But if it was, the deal would be structured around those 3 teams. And I think Tyrese would be going to like Portland.
You're
and
giving
then-
up Tyrese?
No, I don't want to give up
Well, okay,
Tyrese.
I don't want to, but I'm saying it's better than being where the Sixers are right now, which is just a second round exit.
Yeah, limbo.
Yeah.
Too bad
Like-
to tank.
Like,
too
we're better than limbo.
We're the Cowboys of the NBA.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
we're just like, like listen.
Oh
there's,
too
my
good to
god.
there's
tank,
worse
too bad
places
to
you could
win.
be like. You could be like Indiana for the last decade, where you're just constantly making the playoffs and getting like mid draft picks, and you're not really actually getting
They're
better.
just so aggressively mad.
Like at least we still like, if everything broke right for the Sixers, they could win a championship. And that's at least like there's a potential, but everything would have to break right. Injuries, and you'd get lucky. And it almost happened last year when we almost beat the Celtics, but that didn't happen. So they would have beat the Heat. I'm just saying. But
Jason Tatum's 40 with like something to say about that.
There's 50.
He's 50. Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Embiid stopped trying.
But I think you
Just threw a.
Embiid not trying?
I think you would have to send Tyrese to Portland, James to the Clippers, and then like both teams would kind of be sending guys back
Same
into
stuff.
Philly,
Yeah.
and then I think you would just base a trade around like getting a bunch of like I don't even know. It would be a disaster. But we'd need to actually have like because you'd have Dame and Embiid, and then you just need to make like a great lineup role player. So like you'd have Tobias Harris.
What role players are you going to have, though, at that point?
Well, like you could get Norman Powell. He would be a good player to get from the Clippers. You could get. I don't know if they're going to part with Trey Mann, but Trey Mann would be a good option from there. Raj, what do you?
We're gonna use Patrick Beverly as a trade piece.
You can't trade him until January.
Nice
So-
job, Chief.
You can't trade him until January. Patrick Beverly in Philly. I'm not gonna lie, like it's fitting. Like if there's one team I could,
Pat Bevitt, Mo Bamba just signing in Philly. I'm just sitting here like, are we generating the meme team right now?
Yeah.
I'm not mad at
No,
that.
Pat Bev is literally. I'm surprised he's not from Philly. Like he has the most
He has
Philly
Philly
energy
energy.
like possible. He's just a pest, even though he sucks ass.
Yeah.
We really got 2 unks on the team: aggressive unk and normal unk.
If we trade James Harden, there's actually a world in which I could see like a Tyrese Maxey, Patrick Beverly backcourt working, just because Patrick Beverly can play defense a lot better. And can
Does
run the
Maxey
point.
play good defense at all? Or
He tries, but he's like
He's-
okay, so he
Yeah.
puts in the effort, but he
he's
sucks.
he's 6'2" and like doesn't have like the
Yeah,
body
yeah,
composition
I
to
see.
like sit down and like.
It's like, oh, sorry, you're gonna go guard Giannis real quick.
Yeah.
Great
That
shooter,
ain't
though.
happening.
Yeah, I think Pat Bev could play decent defense for a guard, and then you 3-4
Okay,
spot. But
so there is a possibility
Mhm.
if you're getting rid of Harden, though. But like the issue is that no team really
Yeah.
wants Harden.
yeah, I said this last year with the Sixers. Like going into the playoffs, like they're not good enough to win the championship right now. So I don't really care what they do because right now, as presently constructed, they're not going to win the championship unless like everybody else gets injured and they kind of get to go through.
It's gonna be
like
a shame when Zion goes to
so,
the
like,
Knicks.
Yeah, so I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose Tyrese Maxey for Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
But we're not winning the championship anyway this year. So if you can get a team that might actually have a chance to win the championship, I'd be happy. Because honestly, Embiid's like getting a little bit older. Like he's not going to be a great. I don't think he's going to be a great player at 33, 34 years old because I think his body's.
He
just
does have
out.
injury history.
Well, he has the knees of a 40-year-old right now.
And,
So
he keeps playing like a constant like 55, 60 games, and it's been better. And I'm happy that he's been decently healthy and taking care of his body. But like. I'm not banking on Joel Embiid extending his prime until like 34, 35 like Steph Curry has.
Yeah.
I'm not banking
They're
on
just
that.
different players.
Yeah. Or like LeBron has. So like
Well, LeBron's a freak. He's not. He should not be compared to anybody.
he was made in a lab. He's not
was,
real.
Yeah, so if I'm Daryl Morey, I'm like, I need to pretend like this year's our only year to win the championship. You might have a little bit of shot. Like I don't really know what's going on with the Bucks, and if you can pick Dame Lillard away from Miami,
I don't know. The Giannis villain arc, I think, is about to go insane.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I think this might be the scariest villain arc we've seen in a while.
I can't believe they
But-
paid Chris
But
Middleton.
the problem is though he had a knee
He's
procedure.
Good. What are you talking about?
I don't care.
Oh, you just hate him because he's ugly.
Yeah.
You're a schmuck.
And, if people don't know, Raj hates Chris Middleton.
Bubble
because he's ugly.
Chris Middleton just got me mad. I don't know why.
Oh my god. Whatever. Anyway.
Oh, I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were talking about Giannis's villain arc and how he might go
Giannis's villain
I'm
crazy.
concerned about his knee injury, like his knee procedure. Because like I thought
Oh, he's
he
getting
was gonna-
surgery on it?
He already had surgery, a cleanup procedure on it.
What was it?
I don't know exactly what it was, but
cleaning it up.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be
But-
fine.
But I mean, I heard one of the Brian Suter. He's on YouTube and breaks down sports
Is
injuries.
he one of the doctors on
Yeah.
YouTube? Yeah.
And but he was breaking it down, and he's absolutely right. Like, there's no such thing as a minor knee procedure. Like, you don't clean up your knee unless you actually.
There's something clean.
It's not like it's just like, oh, I'm gonna clean my ears real quick and like.
It's like no, there's
No.
something in there that is wrong that needs to be fixed.
So I'm a little bit concerned that he might have problems with that knee throughout the season. And I mean, now with the awards, how it's set up, you need to play 60 games, 65 games to get to award contention. So
Well, I mean, the thing is that what is a terrifying thought is that, okay, maybe his knees aren't doing as well, so then he develops a jumper. And if he develops a jumper, the league is over. There is literally no stopping this man.
Giannis will never get a jumper.
I mean, he
Won't
Just like
happen.
Joel Embiid will never get a ring. Fight me.
Giannis has this like low key like decent post game where he's been like when he faces up towards the basket. So I think if he can bring it back a little bit, that'd be fun. But no, I think he'll easily average like 38 and 7 or something like that.
He'll be
and have
fine.
a great season.
Yeah.
But my MVP favorite is Luka for the year. I think
Really? Is there going to be a Luka villain arc? Is he finally going to get in shape?
I think the reason I think he's going to be good is because I sensed a lot of like frustration in his voice last year from how last season went.
No, surely.
He was not happy. And
he
and at the end he was very like reflective. Like, I
pissed.
need to get in better shape. We need to figure this out. And Kyrie Irving's been really good. The last
he
couple
is
years.
still really good. There's a whole lot going on with Kyrie outside of basketball, but people forget when he's on.
You mean like his Chinese shoe deal?
Okay,
Oh my God.
There's a lot. There's a whole thing where he like borderline condoned the Holocaust at one point. It was a whole thing. But on the basketball court, making this very clear, I don't agree with some of his politics. A decent amount of his politics off the court, but on the court, this man, there is no player in history that has better handles than him. He has the ball on a string and can make it do whatever he wants.
The last couple seasons, he's averaging like 26 off of like 50, 40, 90. He's like 1% below that. And that's just like
unreal what he can do.
So I think they just need, if the Mavericks fill out the roster a little
If they
bit.
can figure it out,
Yeah.
that combo is terrifying. I think they just traded for him and then didn't really know what to do.
Yeah, I just think last season was like they traded for him because they were kind of stuck. They didn't really know what to do. Luka wasn't really playing that well. Wasn't playing good defense.
Yeah.
Luka appears to be in shape now. He put a ring on his girlfriend's finger, so now they're together. So congrats to Luka.
Yeah, congratulations, my man.
That was so goofy because he was wearing jeans in the picture.
He was.
And his girlfriend was dressed like really nice.
So nice. Luka's just in jeans and then his caption's like 7-7. It's like,
yeah, which is his 787 is the number he wears.
It's his number. It's like, all right, bro.
So-
Way to make this about you, dog.
And I was just trying to figure out like where Luka said they were going so that she would dress that nice. But
Yeah.
then he was wearing jeans.
Yeah, it's like, why
maybe,
did
I
you-
don't know if like I think they were.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna go out to this really nice restaurant. He pulls up in jeans, like, yeah, I can do it because I'm Luka Doncic. So
Yeah.
I guess whatever.
Like, I don't know if they were like in the country they from. I don't know if like jeans are more of like a dress thing there. Like I don't know, but like it was jeans and a dress shirt, and I was like, all right, he looks nice, but his girlfriend was in this like
It's
super
like
nice
it's
dress.
super nice dress. It's like,
And I was like,
okay.
they clearly weren't dressed going.
Like
to the same
somewhere
place.
there was a miscommunication somewhere between the two.
I need to see this.
That's really funny.
Just go to his Instagram.
Yeah,
It's
just 'cause
on
it's-
there.
yeah.
But yeah, I think him doing it on 7/7 is really funny.
Yeah, way to make this about you, dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. It's so funny. She's
Yeah.
in this like really bright, like clearly expensive pink
Yeah.
dress, and he's in a white
Well, at least he's
button-down
wearing
shirt and jeans.
Mm.
Is it even tucked in?
Those aren't jeans.
You sure they're not?
They're dressed. They're like slightly dress pants, but they're
Let me see.
navy. I don't think those are jeans.
They could be.
They're
They
like
could not
navy
be,
dress
but
pants.
We're investigating the Luka Doncic scandal.
What I'm trying to look at right now is the top part of his pant, like on his thigh, because I can't tell if it's a denim fabric or it's the light.
It's light. You
I
can see
think
that
it's the
if you
light.
you can see the back button pockets too.
Oh, yep, it's got pocket. Yep. All right, we have confirmed he was not wearing jeans.
Oh, the scandal's over.
It's over, everybody. It's over. But still, good for Luka. Hopefully he wins MVP. Hopefully he gets in shape and doesn't look like a walrus running around there.
Yep.
So.
I mean, that's the hope, right?
Yeah.
But on the topic of basketball, Summer League.
Oh yeah.
I made that one parlay made me.
We'll
laugh.
save it for your segment later in the episode.
Raj's trash parlays.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. My dollar to make 1 million will
What do you
hit.
mean I shouldn't bet on the Phillies for the 10th day in a row?
Summer League is really funny to me because like I feel like all bets are off. Like you don't
Oh,
really,
yeah.
you truly don't
You
know
don't.
who's gonna play well, and you don't know who like what really unless you're really like into it, you don't know the players. Like when I make parlays, I'm just kind of like,
Who
all
even
right.
is this?
I only really like making parlays on like teams that I kind of know a little bit about. 'Cause I can make a prediction. Otherwise, I'm like, even the Sixers, like I don't know who's on the team.
Did you see they blew a 30-point lead in the
the
fourth?
Sixers? No idea.
They blew a 30-point lead. It cost to be by parlay.
Oh,
It sounds like honestly, it sounds fitting.
It
Yeah.
does. I wasn't surprised.
But like, I like can bet on the Spurs. Kind of who Victor is, and I can bet on like the
That's
Kings.
so
Kind of who
funny.
Keegan Murray is. But like, when you get a team to like, for example, the Pacers. I don't know who the hell plays for the Pacers Summer League team. So then I'm like, then I like there's nothing else to bet on. So then I'm like, oh, I should bet on this game, and I'm like, no, I shouldn't because I bet the other day. I bet we should say this for the betting segment, but I'm just gonna say it now before I forget. I did a 3-team parlay. I lost all 3.
Oh, of course.
And like my team lost by 20 points each, and I was like, honestly, I was like, I don't even know what I was doing betting it because like I didn't know what's going on.
Exactly.
In
Like,
the beginning, when there's only 4 or 8 teams playing, I can like follow it. I can watch the games a little bit and be like, okay, I watched this team play this way, and now I think they'll probably beat this team too because they were playing well.
When did I make this?
But like no, otherwise like no.
yeah. Like, I love the Knicks. I have no idea who's on that team.
Oh,
I couldn't name a single one.
I can't tell you one player is on the
No.
Knicks
No idea.
Summer League team. It's all,
Absolutely none. What are you laughing at?
This parlays. We'll explain it later.
we'll explain it later in the betting segment. But Victor has looked okay.
He
So
had
far,
one trash game, one really good
good
game.
Yep.
So he is now mid.
He's
He is also 18 years
I know,
old.
I hate when people are like, he's a bust. It's like he has played 2 games in the summer league and is 18 years old.
Yeah.
Chill out.
But it's summer league. If he plays good in summer league,
he
he's
should be dominating in the summer league. LeBron came out. It's like, I don't care about LeBron. All right. This dude is French, just moved to the United States,
Yeah.
has no idea what is going on.
he beat allegations already.
All you need to
Alright,
know about
so-
Summer League is Ben Simmons was sinking jumpers in Summer League when he played that first year.
Literally,
In
like
2016.
you have no idea what they could be doing.
You don't like, and all these players are like, it's Summer League's just a weird setup because you have players who are fighting for a roster spot
And then others that are like guaranteed.
that like like people like Brandon Miller is playing. He's already the number 1 pick. He's had a whole college season. He's gone through
Yeah.
the whole draft process, all this hype and deals and interviews and whatnot. Comes in the Summer League. He's playing against like grown men who are fighting for like their like livelihood,
Yeah,
so they don't have to work a job at like Staples in the side.
exactly.
And that's what they're doing. So they're playing super hard on defense. And Brandon's just like, geez, I just want to get to the season. Like,
Yeah, because he knows, like, obviously he has a roster spot,
Mhm.
but he's like, good lord, like, these guys are going so unbelievably hard. It's like, I don't want to, like, break my ankle. Like, just
Yeah.
trying to play in the summer league.
I mean, Summer League's try hard energy for a lot of the guys, as it should be. They're
Which
trying-
it should, exactly.
They're just trying to get on the practice squad, get
Exactly.
a 2-way deal, or
Yeah.
get a starting role on a G League team
Yeah.
going into the year. So, like, I don't blame them for playing hard, but that just makes it hard for the rookies who know that, like, subconsciously, you know you're more talented. You don't want to be banging. Like, do you think Chet and Victor want to be banging with these, like, really big centers? Like, I wouldn't be. I'd be like, put me on the perimeter. I'll shoot jumpers.
I love that you're trying to work in these announcers, these announcer quotes. Into
Yeah,
the
we were talking about for this podcast. We were talking about how like the announcers say some very sus things on air,
sus comments,
and they're all over my Instagram recently. And
you just got to try to work at least one of those.
I just
every
keep,
episode. It's so funny.
I just keep saying them, and it's because
It's so
really funny.
That there's also that one dude on TikTok who like does like the breakdowns of all like the basketball players.
Yeah,
and it's so funny. Go stack, young fella. Get your hand up. It's so good. Oh my god.
Definitely the worst in summer league though has been Brandon Miller.
Oh yeah,
because he had the one good game, but otherwise he just looks absolutely
lost.
lost.
Because he looks like a kid that hasn't played against grown men before.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to, play basketball as a professional level. Because I think that's something you're so right about is that people forget how good some of these players are that are pros that are bench players. Like in the NBA, in the NFL, and whatever. It's like they are so much better than the average person.
Oh yeah.
And when you're like taking like somebody fresh out of college or somebody who's 18 years old just moved to a new country, and you just put them against like, oh, these are bench warmers, they're so bad, like they couldn't even average like 20 points, they can't even average like 2 points in the NBA. It's like, well, yeah, there's a reason for that because the talent level is so unbelievably high. This person would drop 45 on like any average person any day of the week, left-handed, unlike Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Jaylen would have to use his right.
He would have to use his right hand. But like anyway, it's just the level of talent that you're really going up against is so astronomically high, and you have to get used to that. And that's what the summer league's for. So when you get these, like, obviously it's great for headlines, it's great for clicks, saying these are all busts, they're terrible, and you get all the hate clicks and everything. But it's like you just gotta ignore some of that a lot of the times because it's just blech.
Summer League is very fun. Like
exactly, because you have no idea what's going on.
When I watch Summer League, I'm just like, I don't know what's happening right now, but it's really fun. And then the finals come up, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to watch the Summer League finals. And it's all these guys, I have no idea who they are.
You don't know who's going to have a good game. You don't know who's going to have a bad game. You don't know who any of these people are. It's like, all right, shoot, this guy's shooting well today. You'll never see him again.
My favorite is when people are playing Summer League who are really good that people don't expect to be playing, and then I'll see the tweet come across Twitter, and it'll be like, why is why is Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder playing in Summer League? And he's like out there having like 20 points. Like Keegan Murray played the other day.
Oh yeah.
He was like 25 in back-to-back games or whatever. I was like, why the hell is Keegan Murray? Keegan Murray was just in the playoffs doing Game 7 with the Warriors.
Literally, it's so funny.
Like, they're just playing ball. Jabari Smith had like 45 in a game winner the other day. And everyone's like, what is he doing in the Summer League? I was like, Boy's just balling. Like
they're just trying to make sure that he's warm for the season, I guess. Yeah. They're just trying to prove to the other people it's like, yeah, this is who you're gonna guard.
I'm really excited for all the block highlights of Chet and Victor because Summer League just already had good like
some nasty ones
videos of them blocking people, and I'm like, it's just gonna be a full season of them blocking like actual really good like basketball players, like guys like Steph and LeBron and Jokic, stuff like that, and it's gonna be just a Twitter like storm or thread storm.
Wemby jumping with Jokic will end badly.
What?
Wemby, if you try to jump with Jokic?
Well, it's going to be funny when Wemby tries to jump with Ja whenever he comes back from his 10-year suspension.
Ja jumping from the free throw line?
Dude, he's going to be jumping from the 3-point line. Like trying to go at Wemby.
I mean, listen, it'd be a great highlight.
It would be sick, and then he had the one dunk, and then he'd get.
That's when Ja comes back to the league.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If he comes back,
he would come back. He would be in the league for a little while, have one highlight, and then immediately get kicked out again because he's gonna be flashing a bigger gun.
No, you know he's gonna do something stupid while being suspended, and then get the suspension for the rest of the season.
Here's what we can talk about in the pod. Why didn't y'all like my Ja Morant for Damian Lillard hypothetical trade?
Wait, which one was that?
All right, so the other day in our group chat, I proposed a trade.
I
said I'm not sure I would do it, but it would be very interesting if the Memphis Grizzlies and the Portland Trail Blazers made a trade between Dame. There would be other stuff involved, but the general premise of the trade is Dame for Ja straight up.
So here's the issue: Ja's not playing.
Here's the second issue. I didn't read the trade. I just sent a meme right back. I saw Ja Morant and said, I'm just gonna send a meme back.
I think it's very interesting because if you're Memphis,
Portland's rebuilding, you need to have the young player versus Memphis is built to win now.
If you're Memphis, you can make a good argument. You're like, damn, this guy's already been suspended like 30 games for this one issue. We're not sure if he's going to fix this issue. What about if we just go all in for the next 2 years with Dame? We get because you get draft picks back from Portland because you'd be trading the better player in the long term. And then if you're Portland, you're just like, we'll let our rookies like Scoot run it for 25 games while Ja's out. He'll come back even if we have a bad first season because Ja's not on the team. Who cares? We're gonna have a good draft pick. We're gonna go draft a really good center, power forward, and then we're gonna have Ja, Scoot, Shaden Sharp, and then we're gonna have a power forward center that we draft. And we're
Wait,
really
is
good.
Marcus Smart on that team now?
He's on the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, okay.
So then you'd be running a Dame Marcus Smart backcourt. I think that works really well.
Because Marcus Smart, did he win Defensive Player of the Year?
He's won them.
Yeah.
He's won it before. Not last year, but he won it before.
God, I hate Marcus
So
Smart.
I think a Dame, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams team.
That is kind of a scary
interesting,
team,
Very
actually.
interesting in the West.
That would be terrifying, actually.
Because that team wins. That team can win series, especially against teams like the Lakers when you can put Jaren and Steven Adams on the rim. And then you just got a lot of talent where I'm like, that team would be really good, have a chance to win, and then you could just get picks and get off the jaw stuff. And if you're Portland, I think it's like, well, crap, we could be unstoppable in 4 years with this 4 or 5 trio.
Yeah.
And also you get like Memphis is not like the best area. It could probably contribute a little bit more to Ja's.
I was literally about to ask what the gun laws were in Portland.
Yeah,
and see if you can even
but Portland's a lot like more like my knowledge. Portland's a lot more like chilled out, like it's just the West Coast. Like,
is Portland the area that all the drugs are legal?
That's the lawless area, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it might be. I don't know.
I don't know what their gun laws are.
All I know is Dame likes living in Portland. I think it's a little bit more low key.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So maybe if Ja went out there, he would have less of a need to carry around his guns with him.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a good trade. I kind of want Ben Simmons to go to Portland too, because I feel like he get out of the limelight. Like he just wants attention.
Bro, Ben Simmons just needs to keep playing Xbox.
Right,
Like,
Ben
that's
Simmons
what he's
comeback
doing.
player of the year, right?
Like he's gonna.
Yeah, we
be
can talk about this too.
Oh
My
my
Ben
God.
Simmons $5 comeback player of the year. The only reason I'm saying, first of all, it's most improved player of the year because comeback player of the year is like not a
Not a
NBA
thing,
award.
yeah.
It's just like a fan award.
Oh,
But like most improved, I don't think you should actually get it because Ben Simmons was once really good.
and
so-
that is bad.
So indicating that he would be much better than that is like not that. But I think if Ben Simmons started like playing humbly and playing well, I think people would be like, "Damn, he really came back from that." But I'm not really sure if he can come back humbly.
No.
I think he would start like flexing on people when he starts like dropping 25, and that kind of concerns me because no one's gonna root for him.
Wow, dropping 25. Oh, big guy.
But I got a lot of good money on that bet, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I could see it happening in a world which he like, say the Brooklyn Nets with that team. Ben Simmons starts playing well. He's like the second best or first best player on that team. Suddenly the Brooklyn Nets are like the 4 or 3 seed in the East.
Who else is on that team now?
Mikal Bridges.
Three
Ben
seed?
Simmons.
Really good.
What?
Do you think the Nets are going to be that good?
No, I didn't say that. I think they're going to be that good. I'm saying there's a scenario.
If it happens.
'Cause if Ben Simmons plays like old Ben Simmons, that's a big if. Big if.
Big if he gets that jumper
Yeah.
back. If.
I think Ben Simmons, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson,
Mikal
Nick
Bridges is
Claxton,
really good,
and
yeah.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a couple other interesting.
They
pieces
could
on the
be
team.
in the playoffs.
They could be in the playoffs. They're a running gun 3-point team. I don't think a lot of teams would want to play with them if they're like if you have Ben Simmons running the point and you have Mikal, Cam.
Because especially defensively, when you have Mikal Bridges and Ben Simmons, if they're both playing at their like height,
Yeah.
like they could be a really
Ben,
good defensive-
Mikal, Cam, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nick Claxton would be the most switchable. Like
defense.
it would be
Like,
ridiculous defense. So I'm saying
Yeah.
there's a scenario in which they start playing really well and they're a high seed. And I think if Ben Simmons was playing good basketball, people would be like, we got to give him this award. Like he didn't play basketball.
There's a
last year.
scenario where he can earn it,
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
I don't think it's
that's a
gonna
big
happen.
old if.
Yeah, if you were telling me to bet my house on it, like no,
Oh.
I'm not betting my house on Ben Simmons. I'm not betting anyone to win Most Improved Player.
yeah,
it's
because you
kind
have
of a
no idea.
weird award. But no, I would certainly like. I think it's an interesting possibility. There's some other guys like who have better odds than him. I don't know why he would win Most Improved Player.
Yeah.
They do it a lot with like these rookies going into their second year. They're like, he'll win Most Improved. I'm like,
So wait, would Chet win Most Improved or
Rookie of the
Rookie?
Year.
Because he
Rookie.
didn't play at all.
Yes.
Okay, so it's technically
He's
Rookie. Year.
he's the second highest odds to win Rookie of the Year.
I mean, it makes
Mhm.
sense considering he's been able to basically.
I
Work
think
out
he might have third odd now because I think they boosted Scoot up after Dame said he wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he has a good odds to win.
I feel like if Chet, all these guys just need to put on like 10, 15 pounds. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're just so skinny.
I think it's funny because we like with Joel Embiid and Jokic, it was like these guys gotta lose weight and get in shape. Like that was like
there is a sweet spot.
yeah, and like before, like
Yeah.
the two great
Yeah.
centers in the league,
Yeah.
before Victor and Chet,
Yeah.
were like these guys gotta lose.
Yeah, these guys gotta
some
lose
weight.
and then we look, we're like, wait, not that much.
And all of a sudden we got Victor and Chet coming in here, and people are like, dude, eat a sandwich.
Get this dude on the 7-a-day peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
The Zion diet.
Well, we don't want the Zion diet because then his knees are gonna explode in the
Did
corner.
you guys hear about Zion's like podcast or interview he did with I don't know who he did it with, but he was talking about his diet. And he was just kind of like he was just kind of giving excuses for he's like, well, yeah, you know, you come into the league and you got a lot of money and you just like don't make like great decisions. And I was like, that is true, but also like that just sounds like an excuse.
That also is like, hasn't he been in the league for like 3-4 years now?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're not.
Well,
a rookie.
He's saying he's like trying to do it now, but he's like, oh, he's kind of talking about how it's like a battle and whatnot because like he actually started finally talking.
Like, bro,
about
there's
that.
so many nutritionists that every team has. Like they.
Bro's demons are trying to eat healthy. That's
trying to
crazy.
eat healthy and like what, an IG model now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about.
Yeah.
There's no player in the NBA.
Okay, so wait. Before we get into this, let's throw context on what we are about to talk about.
So we're gonna talk about Zion Williamson.
Yes.
And if you guys know anything about sports, Zion Williamson, very hyped prospect, number 1 overall. I think it's in 2019.
Yeah.
Or 2020 is when he was drafted.
Had some injury issues.
Had injury issues. Always kind of been a little bit heavier.
Heavier set.
But really, like, there's been no big Zion hate in the media. But nobody has lost more than he has in this summer for pretty much doing nothing. Like, Zion has just taken L's the whole summer.
Yeah.
And it really, like, he hasn't, it's not because he said something or he did something. It's because Mariah Mills, who's an OnlyFans model.
So for context, Zion posted a picture on Instagram where it was him and I believe his girlfriend or somebody. But he's marrying her, right? Is that the whole thing?
I think it was an Instagram model.
It was just an Instagram model that.
I'm pretty sure.
Was he marrying her?
I'm pretty sure they were
engaged, or what was it? Or were they just like posting?
I think they were posting for their child.
I don't think they're anything.
Child, that's what it was. Yeah, I knew it was something. I forget what it was.
His girlfriend.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was something of like, okay, like this is like the person I'm in a relationship with, and all that. But then
She deleted the post
on Twitter. Twitter, in response to this very wholesome, this is very nice, like him and this woman he's in a relationship with, or like having a child. He's posting about this. He's clearly very proud about it. This woman, what's her name?
Mariah Mills.
Mariah Mills. She then posts no less than 120 different individual tweets.
Yeah.
In the span of maybe 4 days.
I think Mariah Mills is the reason that Twitter has read limits now.
I think you might be onto something there, because these were all individual tweets basically saying that she had a relationship with Zion before this and went into extremely graphic detail on Twitter.
Apparently she posted more last night.
I'm sure she did.
Yeah, but when I'm talking extremely graphic, I'm talking you can't show this to anybody under the age of like 20. Like, some of these things that she was saying on there are unreal. Is this safe for work? What she said?
No, this is just a tweet. The top tweet.
Okay, yeah. You can, if you want to go and search that. We don't really condone that, but I mean, if you're curious enough, go for it.
Yep.
But it is unreal the tangent she has gone on, and now everybody's talking about how Zion is caught up in the media, and he's got all this drama, and all he wanted was just to post about the fact that the girl that he is with has a child. I'm not condoning the fact that he was like leading somebody on or had another relationship. I don't know those details. Those are his business. I personally don't really care. But dear God, he has lost so much credibility in the league.
Yeah, I don't know anything about like what Zion's been doing this offseason. I don't even know if this is true or whatnot.
She said Zion beat her.
That doesn't shock me. She's done everything between like been like, oh, I'm pregnant with your kid. She's gotten Zion tattooed
on her face.
Yeah.
Like, no, not just the word Zion.
Yeah.
Across her eyes, right there.
Yeah. And that's just like, it's just so strange. And then he goes on this podcast and he just kind of has like some ridiculous like, some of it was like very transparent, but other parts of it were just like not good. So like, there's not a lot of hype, and they've been talking a lot about Portland potentially trading for Zion just because like there's no point in having I'm reading something that's
okay, this is only for the not faint of heart, because oh my God, That is unreal.
If you would like to observe, go on Twitter and type in Mariah Mills and just go to the top or latest. There's plenty of pictures of it everywhere.
Yeah, and the only thing, some of the stuff she's saying is definitely like not true. I just don't believe it. But some of it I'm also just like, I could see it being true because Zion hasn't come out and said anything like against it. Also, you could sue her for defamation at this point.
The thing with defamation is that he would need to prove that he lost some sort of like monetary value out of it.
I think bros definitely lose that.
Which, if he ends up getting screwed over and like doesn't get his contract, and this is like a clear stated reason why from the organization, then yes, he could sue her for basically everything that she has.
Yeah, I mean, I think the sponsors are probably like not really happy about this.
If he loses money from the sponsors, then yeah, he has a case there.
So it'll be interesting seeing him go into the season. He was injured last season. He's really talented.
He
when
needs
he's on
to get into New Orleans. Zion, come to the Knicks. We're gonna take care of you. We'll put you on a nutritionist.
I think the Knicks are the worst place for him to go.
No, we'll put you on a nutritionist. We'll get you away from this woman. It'll be okay. We'll take care of you.
I think he needs to go to like.
Really, he needs to go to like Alaska, but I mean, we can't send him.
I hate being like all these players would be really good in Portland, but I think
stop sending people to Portland.
I think it'd be fun in Portland.
Oh my god!
And I think you go Dame and Bi and CJ McCollum.
Okay, so we're gonna get Ja and Zion on the same team.
No. Well, you would know because Dame can only be traded once.
Oh, sorry.
So you would. I think
5-way trade.
I think a Pelicans team with Dame, CJ, which would be fun reuniting, and then Bi, and then you've got some other interesting pieces there. I think that would be fun. Jonas Valanciunas playing center, Herb Jones, and Jose Alvarado. I think it's a very interesting team, and I think for Portland, you're just like, sure, we'll trade for a guy who's averaged when he was healthy, averaging like 25 points.
Like I think
that's
people forget how good he is when he is on the court and he's playing like, and he has nothing else going on. He is so good.
Oh yeah,
like he is a monster in the paint.
Yep, and that's why like he's lost so much his offseason. I think people think he's like a bad trade asset now, which is crazy because he's the top 15 guy in the league when he was healthy.
Because what wasn't he like shooting like 60%?
Yeah, he's 60% from the field. It's crazy.
Wait, who was Zion? Oh yeah, no, Zion was great.
There it is. First step ball. With
there we go. It only took us 46 minutes. Good job.
Oh, we were so close.
Oops.
There it is. All right.
You did well, buddy. You did well. We're proud of you.
I mean, we're all from Jersey, so I mean, it's hard to censor ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I mean, swearing is literally just part of our vocabulary at this point.
Yeah. Oops. But no, Zion, he's great when he's healthy. He needs to lay off the gumbo. He needs to lay off the food.
Lay off eating the entire tub of ice cream.
You
don't need to eat the actual paper outside too. You don't need to eat the wrapper, Zion. I promise.
Zion, stop eating the spoon. It's not edible.
Zion, I'm rooting for you.
Okay. As much as we joke around, we are all rooting for Zion. It's just really, really funny. Like the memes are so good.
The memes are great, as always, as memes tend to be. They're just fantastic.
Because it's like, it's because obviously he's a professional athlete. Like he's not unathletic. Yeah. But he's just a little thick sometimes.
Yeah. And he just doesn't do a good job of helping himself.
No, but he's got the potential. He can turn it around. Hopefully he does. Hopefully it all works.
I am sick of the whole Mariah Mills thing, though. Like I'm ready for that to end.
The comment section on her Instagram is just ruthless against her.
Well, yeah, because everyone's like, you're just saying stuff at this point. Because it's like, it goes from like one thing to the next to the next to the next. It's like, what is even happening?
I know.
Yeah.
So it's like some of it might be true, but then it's like, with all the garbage that isn't, it's like, well, which one is? It's just, it's weird. It's really, really weird.
At a certain point, it's just not as enjoyable anymore because you're just like,
it was
stop.
funny at first.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wow, this girl's really popping off because Zion's an idiot. Then it's like, oh, this is like getting really dark really fast.
Yep. No, I agree. Transitioning to football a little bit, it's a little bit weird because we're in the off-season period. But
there still is a lot going on.
Some things I wanted to talk about. The quarterback documentary. Have any of you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
I want to watch that. I've heard it's very good.
I've been meaning to watch it, but everyone's been saying it's really good.
What quarterbacks are on there?
Kaepernick, Mariota. Wait. Oh.
Colin Kaepernick.
Wait, nope, my bad. Mahomes.
Way to get political on the podcast.
No, Mahomes, Mariota, and Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Your knee's so red. Were you taking a knee during the anthem? It's a joke.
What brought you to say Colin Kaepernick?
I don't know. First thought that came to mind.
You combine Kirk Cousins and somebody else.
I combined mid with mid.
So apparently,
okay, put some respect on Kaepernick's name. He was really good and then just sucked, but he was very good for a little.
Some basic Twitter reactions. Mahomes is always fired up and trash talking, and then
I'm him.
I'm him.
All right, Kermit.
And then Kirk Cousins apparently is everyone loves him now from this whole entire.
Oh,
like,
from like the Kirko Chains thing.
no, just from like
Just from the
he had like a little injury he was fighting through, and he's
Yeah.
like a really good leader and whatnot. And people were kind of like,
yeah. I got a feeling from Kirk that like because everybody always chirps him from like the media because he is just like aggressively mid.
Yeah.
But it seems like everybody on the team likes him.
no,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah, and that's what like apparently everyone's reaction is like, man, Kirk's a great guy from this
Yeah.
thing. I don't know what the whole thing with Mariota is, but people apparently were like rooting for him too. Apparently, the whole entire documentary is like really well done. I need to like watch it.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll actually have like a more legit review on that.
We can do a review.
Yeah, I think we will do a review on it.
Stay tuned.
But then we got HBO. Max is doing Hard Knocks on the Jets this season, which is a very
That's gonna be
interesting-
electric.
I can't wait to see what Rogers is saying.
Dude, Saleh and Rodgers is gonna be a crazy duo.
I think Aaron Rodgers has the chance to bring himself into like the biggest meme of the entire
Because
season.
he's gonna mess around so much on this because he already just like hates media in general.
Yeah.
So the fact that he could just like mess around and just put on like basically a character the entire show.
And bro just left.
Just left
Green Bay.
Like just left.
He just left to a big city market in New
Yeah.
York, and now he's got a Hard Knocks coming in to
Immediately
film
getting
him
Hard
and his
Knocks,
teammates all practice.
Yeah, and then because I have a feeling the beginning is gonna be like him coming in, learning everybody's name, figuring out the Quentin Williams situation that just recently got figured out like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And then like even during like the entire preseason, it's gonna be so entertaining.
Oh
because
my
it's
god!
all, like the Jets are such a weird team because they're so young, and then it's Aaron Rodgers. He's like literally the father figure that just walked into the room. It's like, oh, he's home.
There was this thing where he took Sauce out somewhere.
Oh yeah. He went to a Knicks game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was him and Sauce, and Sauce was like flirting with some
like really
actress.
famous actress, and he didn't know
forget
who it was.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I didn't really recognize who she was at first, but then Aaron like broke the ice for me. So Aaron's literally like wingman
Yeah.
Sauce.
I'm excited to see, like, I think Aaron's kind of coming from like that Green Bay situation where he's kind of like, we didn't know always a ton about him, hear about his,
Yeah.
like, I'm excited to see him a little bit more in the spotlight because, like, worst case scenario, if it goes terribly, it's gonna be 2 years of just like, I'm tired of hearing about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, he might like play really well, be
Yeah.
an MVP conversation, and actually show a little bit of his personality.
Yeah, because he showed a little. Because I think Pat McAfee has him on every once in a while. So we've got
It's Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. Yes. So it's like you get a little bit of his personality there, but it's like obviously that's only like an hour, and that's in like a very like confined setting where it's like they're asking him questions on it versus seeing like what he's like in a locker room, interacting with his other players, coaches, teammates about everything.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be really cool.
I wonder what's in his locker.
Probably a lot of ashwagandha.
Yeah,
And
well,
trees.
he was just at the conference for the ayahuasca conference,
yeah.
like sitting there talking about it and whatnot. It's just like a funny side plot to the whole.
Oh, yeah,
Aaron
the darkness retreat is probably going to be brought up too.
Oh my
god.
I forgot he
He
did.
just was in a dark. He was in a pitch black room for 3 days.
Yeah,
Like what?
yeah. Other people do it too, but he didn't even make it the whole time. Like
No,
he
just-
left early,
Which I mean, like totally valid, but like
I just wouldn't have gone in the first place. So.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me because like he is like Aaron Rodgers is literally a modern day hippie, but can sling the rock better than nearly anybody we've ever seen. It is unreal.
Yeah. No, he's so good, and he's just a meme, and I'm
Yeah.
excited for anything that comes up. in,
Oh, it's
like,
gonna be
Hard Knocks.
so good.
And I'm excited to see more of Sauce personality because he's probably going to be like he's one of the better cornerbacks in the league already. He has a chance to be like one of the better defenders of all time.
Yeah.
So like let's see a little bit more of his personality.
Yeah, because he's definitely more reserved. Because you see him trash talking, but like he's much more of like I'll let my game speak for itself. So we can really kind of like see what gets him motivated and see like what ticks
Yeah.
for him. And I think that's also gonna be really cool.
Sauce versus Diggs is gonna be electric.
Sauce versus Diggs is gonna be electric.
Tyreek versus Hill versus Sauce too.
Yeah, Hill versus Sauce.
Who else is on that team?
Well, because then there's also going to be the fact that like they have a bunch of like new rookies coming in that need to prove themselves because everybody said that the Jets draft was trash.
Yeah.
So they got to now prove that they were.
Hey, they took Izzy. That's all that
They
matters.
did take Izzy.
Yeah.
That's that's going to be sick. Him and Brees Hall at the backfield is going to be horrifying.
Yeah.
And
It'll be really fun. Yeah.
Because here's the thing with the Jets, they are either going to be a like Super Bowl caliber team or crash and burn, and it's going to be so entertaining either way.
I also think it's really funny that the NFL and HBO have this relationship.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. Where it was where it's like the team can't say no to having HBO film them for Hard Knocks. Like they can't do anything. Like it's just like you have to be filmed.
Yeah.
Like there's no choice around it.
Yeah. There's a funny clip of James Harrison. He didn't like being filmed for Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And he would always run away from the cameras. He would like shut the door behind him so the camera guys couldn't follow him. And
Yeah.
stuff. That was really funny.
I'd probably be over it too.
Yeah.
Because they just feel like they're trying to film like a reality TV show.
Yeah. So
And
you're
just,
trying to
like,
get a reaction out of
and
me.
you're like, I'm trying to just like make up my money,
Yeah.
have like be with my family,
Yeah,
and
it's
like get a ring.
it's like if you were at like your desk and somebody just shoved a camera in your
Yeah.
face and they were like, "Give us a reaction." It's like, I don't get out of my face. Like I'm trying to do my job.
Yep. But I think like the first 3 quarterbacks they chose is really good because Patrick Mahomes doesn't seem to be bothered by the cameras, and then
No.
Kirk Cousins and Mariota
They're
are
very
like,
like chill.
and they're mid, and like they kind of get a little bit more like attention now.
Yeah.
Which is good for them.
God, I wish they would have gotten it either into that 49ers locker room or into the Green Bay locker room before Rodgers left. That would have been
That would have been really fun.
Because weren't there like talks about people like in the Packers locker room saying Rodgers is like a bad
Well,
person?
no, it's one
Well,
one
that's what I'm
former
saying.
receiver that said he was bad. I think was it Donald Driver, maybe. I don't know.
some no name.
Well, it's not really. It was
Well.
pretty good, but it was just like it's like one dude that's
Mhm.
like on the anti-Aaron Rodgers agenda.
I think
And
the-
Jacob.
The media,
Jacob.
yeah, the whole entire media, like I mean, this is not like but they blow it out of proportion a lot
Oh,
because
yeah.
because really since Rodgers left, no one's really said anything bad about Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Nobody from Green
It's only
Bay.
been the GM
None of
that's
the
kind
players-
of like alluded to some weird things.
Yeah, but otherwise, everyone's pretty much like, he was great when he was here. No problems like with us and
so
like
yeah,
the
it sucks he
teammates.
left, but I mean, we're on to the next.
Yeah, and his teammates don't really have an issue with him. So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Jordan Love.
I'm excited for the Jordan Love experiment. I think
Packers are going to be dookie.
Yeah.
Dookie.
it could be fun. They got some.
Oh, don't worry. All their young receivers that Jordan Love is really going to teach and develop.
And Aaron Jones, he's stuck there. Like the running back
He is.
market's bad. He can't leave.
Yeah.
There's a world in which the Packers are interesting.
There's a world in which the Packers are mid. I can see it, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen either.
I mean, Rodgers
But
took half the team with him
It's
too.
not, it's
That
not
is
like
true.
that. It's not like that division is like real good.
Yeah.
Like you got the
Well,
Hey,
the
hey, hey.
Lions are
Don't disrespect Justin Fields. I'm gonna be like the NFL and
Dude,
constantly
I
post clips
hate-
of him.
Oh my god, Justin Fields is so good, but stop putting him in the top 10s of quarterbacks.
They
He's
make him-
not that.
They
good.
make him like he's like the NFL poster boy on
It's
Instagram
like
right
he-
now.
It's like I get it. He's an electrifying player. He has so much room to develop.
Mhm.
He needs to get that figured out first.
But
And
he is
can.
not top 10.
He's not even sniffing top 10. Probably not even top 15. Like he's not that good right now. He can be. I'm not saying he won't be that good, but God, he's good at running the ball right now. He was throwing to literally nobody. Or
Yeah.
sorry, maybe Darnell Mooney, who would every once in a while do something good. But now he's finally got like DJ Moore, and they're probably getting more weapons on the offensive line, so it's going to help him out a lot. But
yeah.
dear God,
No, it's
that
just
team's bad.
It'll be interesting.
Hey,
Packers
the
are going to be bad.
Lions might be good.
Lions,
I think that division will be fun because like the Lions could be good.
Lions could be good.
For the
but
Vikings.
they also could just
Vikings
be
are
mid.
frauds.
Yeah,
We've known this.
and then like the Chicago could be good. Packers could, like I think a lot of it's like
It's a lot of we just need to see how it
I could
plays
see
out.
like 9-8 winning that division.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I think the Lions will do it because they are a very. Listen, man, we're a real hard nosed, gritty team,
Yeah.
man. We're just gonna bite some kneecaps. Dan Campbell over there is like he's like the perfect coach for the Lions, and I think like that style of football is timeless. Like you
Mhm.
can like. It's just a very balanced offense. It's not like because they have a good run game. They got Jamar Gibbs, who they kind of reached on, but
Mhm.
he's still a really good running back to replace Montgomery or replace who do they have? No.
DeAndre Swift.
Swift,
And
that's who I'm
they
thinking.
had Jameson Wait,
Oh, the
Jameson
Eagles have
Williams.
Swift now. We're
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
this earlier.
Yes, yeah. That's
Swift's coming back to Philly.
I think they actually
Hometown-
got Montgomery, I think,
hero.
but whatever.
Montgomery's on the.
He's on the Lions, I think,
Yeah. Wait. No.
because
Yes.
he was
Yes.
on
yes.
the Bears and the Lions picked him up. But anyway, yeah. So I think it's the fact that the Lions are just like they're just not gonna get in their own way. It feels like.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
Vikings won 13 one-score games last year. That their entire record was a fraud.
Yeah.
Like everybody knew it.
And then
But-
it got smoked in the playoffs by Danny Dimes and
Yeah,
the Giants.
Danny Dimes.
Practice squad.
Yeah, Danny Dimes was throwing to Isaiah Hodgins as his number one receiver, and Isaiah Hodgins was making Patrick Peterson look like a nobody, which is insane. Yeah. But speaking of the Giants, my Saquon. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh
Not
boy.
a good situation.
Because so here's the big. So for context, Saquon Barkley, very good running back for the New York Giants, has been for a while. He had some injury issues, but he bounced back, had a comeback season, probably should have won comeback player of the year, but Geno Smith came back from being ass, so I guess that warrants him being the comeback player of the year, but whatever. But he is now in contract discussions because his contract is up after this year, and it's looking like he's going to hold out for a better contract. And the issue is that the Giants are built to have Saquon on their team. They have built a run game around Saquon. There is no other team that is going to give him a better situation run game wise than the New York Giants. But it's that the running back market has absolutely crashed.
Yep.
We're talking 2008 housing crisis.
Yeah,
crash.
No one wants to pay them, and it's
No.
because you just have these Super Bowl teams
Mhm.
who constantly come in, and they don't need good running backs to. I mean, you can just
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
He was a monster.
you can just like rattle it off from all these. Even when the Eagles won it back in 2018, like it was
Garrett
J-
Blunt.
with Garrett Blunt
And Jay Ajayi.
Jay Ajayi, that's
Yeah.
who it was.
Jai, Darren Sproles, like that's like,
yeah.
like you don't see.
Was Boston Scott on the team too?
yeah, I think he might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey Clement,
Wendell Smallwood.
Wendell Small, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
like it's these guys that you don't hear about because you just need a better offensive line. It's just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
there are great running backs who can make a difference, but like the difference between a good offensive line and a bad offensive line is way larger than a good running back and a bad running back. Like
Yep.
it matters so like the offensive line is so much more
Yep.
impactful on the game.
Mhm.
So like no, I mean we saw Bijan Robinson didn't like he was a great point. He goes down to 8. He doesn't really get drafted. I think he was 8. He didn't
Yeah,
get drafted
he
as
was 8.
high.
Falcons, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think with the whole him being drafted high, I think he's just going to make it worse for the
Mhm.
market. Cause I think people are still not going to want to draft running backs. I was like terrified that the Eagles would draft Bijan,
I
even
really
though
didn't want
we
us
could
to.
have because we had a really good roster around and we needed a running back. Like it would have been plausible for the Eagles if any team had a reason to take Bijan 8. It
would
was
have been
the Eagles,
Yeah.
and I was terrified that they could take him like that high in the draft
Mhm.
because I think the Eagles were picking 10. I was terrified they'd
Yeah.
pick him at 10
Yeah.
because I was like, we don't need him.
Or
And
didn't they trade back with Chicago or something?
they traded up 9 to get
Up
Jalen
9
Carter.
to get Carter, then they got
Yeah.
Listen, we still had a great draft.
No, we did.
No,
but-
that was the question. It was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they of all teams that could have like taken the luxury of taking a great running back directly out of
It should have
college,
been us.
It should have been the Eagles, who have 2 Hall of
Yeah.
Famers, arguably 3 on the offense.
Because that's the best situation for any running back. But still, like for us, I mean, we somehow worked it out. We got the hometown kid back.
Yes.
Swift,
Yeah,
DeAndre
well,
Petty. Like
yeah,
we're fine.
We got Swift for a 4th round pick. That's really it. That's all we got Swift for. And
Does he have a contract coming up or no?
No idea.
I think this is last year.
Oh, so
But you get a
just
1-year
deal.
rental for a
Yeah.
4th round pick versus
for a solid running back.
for a solid running back, and you could have gotten a good / great running back that wouldn't have changed probably things that much. And you
but then
could
you
spend
lose out on
Jalen Carter,
yeah,
who's
like
gonna
possibly a generational
Nolan
defensive tackle.
Smith.
yeah,
He
it's
was
just
Oh wait,
32.
I'm so
He was
dumb.
32.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also
it's just
a
it's just
project.
yeah,
but-
Yeah.
It's just the idea that I don't think running backs are really going to go in the first round.
Yeah.
I just think people are going to be like, I think Bijan Robinson's going to be cool, but I think the Falcons are never going to really like be that good. And I think people are going to be like, when his contract comes up in 4 years,
And
people are
it's
going to be like,
it's going to be the same thing.
it's going to be the same exact thing.
Mhm.
Because it's just the way the league is just becoming such a pass-heavy league.
Mm-hmm.
It's because there is still a purpose for running backs. Running backs are not obsolete, but it's just like you as a team need to invest more into having a great offensive line and having great receivers than having a great running back that can just do it all.
Yeah.
Because with how fast the league is getting, like, because as much as I love like watching the highlights of people like an Adrian Peterson, like a other
DeMarco Murray, that
really
one
hard
season.
hitting running backs that
Yeah.
used to be like a Brandon Jacobs from the New York
Mhm.
Giants. Like at this point, like yes, the league could change at one point, and you have like these huge running backs coming out that are just demolishing these smaller, faster defenses. But the point is that the league is getting faster, and if you know anything about physics and energy, it is not mass that is squared; it is velocity.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody who might only be 225 versus a guy that's 250, but that dude's running a 4.2.
Yeah.
And this dude's only running a 4.6. Well, guess what? That dude that's 225 is going to hit way harder
Uh-huh.
because he's flying way faster. So that's the whole thing. Is like, and then you get a running back who is on a bad team, doesn't have a good offensive line, and is getting hammered by these guys or by like defensive ends that are now running 4.4s. Like it's unreal.
For sure.
And like just the amount of strain that you would put on the running back, it isn't feasible anymore. And that's the whole thing, is that like a running back by committee. So you have like a decent running backs that you can rotate in. Because that's why I'm really excited actually to watch the Jets, because they have Breece Hall. It's a great rookie. And they're going to have Izzy in there as well, who can be a great replacement on third downs or just on whatever.
They have a third back.
They do.
I forget his name.
There was another one. McKnight was all right for a little bit, but he was like, nah, but he'll be a rotational guy probably if he's even still on a team. But I think that's just like the trend the league is going. And that's why I am praying to any god that is listening that Saquon will take the money, because this is the only time and this is the best team that he is going to be able to do this for, because teams are no longer built to run the ball like this anymore. And this is the best shot he has at getting the money. And I understand why he's holding out. I'm not blaming him for it, but I'm saying in the long run, the running back market is only going to get worse over time. This is the time to get the money.
Absolutely.
And I know you're trying to get as much money as possible, but if the Giants are willing to give you, apparently there's a report out there that it was $19 million guaranteed.
Oh yeah,
you're not going to get anything better than that.
Take it.
No, and he's a brand off the field, so you just gotta like
exactly.
He's got the money off the field,
and it's the New York market.
Yeah.
You of all people have the market. Oh God, it's just frustrating because and my whole thing is like, at the end of the day, like I love Saquon, he's an electrifying player, but like if it comes to it that we don't sign him, it sucks.
Yep.
Like we have some backup running backs that, like we have Matt Breida, who's really fast, who's pretty decent. Because again, like we're building up the offensive line. We have Andrew Thomas, who's a top 4 left tackle in the league. Evan Neal, who's a bit of a project right now, but he had a way better second half of the season, and he's 6'7", 330 pounds.
Absolute
behemoth. And we got the best center out of the draft this past year, John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. So it's like we're building an offensive line. Like no other team is doing this right now. Like Saquon, look, please. God, I'm sorry. I needed to go on that rant.
Raj, are you ready to debut your segment?
Oh,
you're now going to move in. We're going to do a round of applause on our new sound pad.
Oh, the Phillies won.
Shout out to the Phils.
Whoa.
Was
6-3 or 6-4.
6-4. Shout out to the Phils.
Good job, guys.
But Raj, we need to lock in here. This
All
is
right.
debuting Raj's betting segment. We will find a name for that.
Raj's trash parlays.
Yeah, Raj's trash parlays.
Last night I did make a parlay. It's Phillies money line, Blue Jays money line, Rangers money line, Orioles money line, Giants money line, Braves money line, Dodgers, Rockies, Astros, Mariners. $1 to make 253.
I'm assuming it didn't.
How
hit.
many of those hit?
One leg so far.
Okay, so one hit. Did one not hit?
No.
Can you cash it out?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh, I also have an NBA parlay.
What was the odds on it?
The NBA one lost.
Wow, who would have guessed that? What were the odds on the baseball one?
Plus 25,297.
Yep, that sounds about right. Okay.
Now, okay, let's make a smart parlay here.
Okay, so just
while Raj is making the parlay, we would like to know that we are all of 21 years of age older. Betting rules do differ between your states.
Yes,
and
betting
we
rules
are
differ.
Not giving you advice on betting. We're just telling you what we're betting.
If you have a gambling problem, I don't know what the number
Call
is.
1-800-GAMBLER.
I think is it 1-800-GAMBLER?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's just please, if you're going to sports bet, do it smartly. Don't bet the house on it. Be intelligent.
Do what I do. Bet $1 for hope to be financially free.
Okay.
Don't do what I do. I'm just stupid.
Or use your bonus bets to make big cash.
Use your bonus bets.
Jamal Murray double has made me so much money.
Smart bets. Don't just throw the house on something because somebody told you to ride with a parlay. Just be smart.
So what I'm going for is with tennis with Wimbledon right now, we got Carlos Alcaraz versus Novak Djokovic, the former number 1 and tennis legend versus the new up and coming number 1 seed. Djokovic already beat him in Roland Garros.
Okay, so what are we betting?
So we're betting Djokovic again.
Absolutely agree.
What are the odds on him?
Minus 190.
All right.
What were the odds on the other guy?
Plus 160.
Interesting. Okay.
It's the number 1 in this tournament versus the number 2, but in reality, those seedings don't matter.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Djokovic is career number 1. Like he's won 23.
Isn't he like the GOAT of tennis?
He's won 23. Well, that's Federer, but
it was one of the
Djokovic has won 23 Grand Slam titles.
Okay.
And he's still electric on the court. He had some issues with COVID vaccine stuff, but we don't talk about that and him getting banned from other countries for a little bit. So he missed out on about like 6 Grand Slams to play, but
oh my God,
he's still crazy good. Alcaraz, he's good, but he gets in his own head. and he chokes a lot.
Oh my god.
So let's throw down a solid $5 on Djokovic.
That's the bet for today.
Yep.
$5 on Djokovic minus 190.
Yep.
All right.
Well-
what about the parlay? Do you have a parlay
Yeah.
cooking or no?
Let's see. Well, most of the baseball games already started, and I can bet on the Pirates, but I don't really.
Don't bet on the Pirates for the
Yeah,
love of
no.
God.
I think that's a good debut for Raj's trash parlay segment.
Yeah, he is going to be betting on literally any and everything he can.
Yeah, this segment will definitely be really good when the NBA and NFL roll
Yeah.
around. So we'll leave it there. We'll see. We'll evaluate that in a week. See how that bet played off. We'll have a little track of your bets throughout the season to see how they go. Personally, I'm rolling with the $75 free bet for the Phillies to win the World Series. Pays
Dear
out
I
Christ.
$1,000.
also did a free bet for $5. I'll have to boost it.
Oh boy, I can't wait till that happens. Whoa.
Me too. So with that being said, that will be the end of this episode of the Washed Athlete Podcast, soon to be renamed podcast, probably in a week's time. Thanks everyone for listening in. It's been a minute since we've been on the mics. I think we had a really good first episode, and we hope you stick around, and we'll see you next time.
Please like, comment, share, subscribe, everything.
Do all the things,
Use
Do
code WASH20 on buckedup.com. We are still feeding for cash.
Yes, we are.
and we will see you next time.
All right, Saquon, please.